Dorothy Siaw-Asamoah is a clinical assistant professor in the Organization and Human Resources Department at the University of Buffalo School of Management. As a faculty director of global programs since 2018, Dorothy designs and implements high-impact programs that develop students' global and diversity mindset. She engages partners and alumni in Africa, Asia, Latin America, Europe, and the US, fulfilling the school's commitment to training global citizens with diverse perspectives and experiences, something we really need right now. In her role, she helps drive the school's global reach by establishing leadership development training programs in partner universities around the world, including Ghana, Kenya, Jamaica, and Latvia. She also currently teaches the school's featured honors program, and prior to her current role, she served as the assistant faculty director of the award-winning Leader Corps program to the UB MBA students. She also developed and managed the school's Finance Academy for Masters of Science in Finance students and was the Assistant Director of Graduate Student Services in the School of Management. Prior to joining the university, she worked at London Borough of Lambeth and Wadsworth in London, England, before she migrated to the United States in 1995. And she also does work in the community. So Dorothy currently serves on the board of trustees for the UB School of Management Alumni Association, Hope for Sissies Kids Foundation, HuskKids.org, New Covenant in Buffalo, the Council of International Studies and Programs, and she contributes to events and committees of professional and social impact causes. She served as a board member in the past for Child and Adolescent Treatment Services of Western New York Medical Ethics Committee and Sisters of Charity Hospital. Dorothy received her PhD in communication as well as her MBA and bachelor degree in business administration from the University of Buffalo. She's a fellow of the University of Virginia and North American Primary Care Research Group and a proud graduate of Leadership Buffalo class of 2016. She's passionate about diversity, global experiences, and service to her community. And she lives in East Amherst, New York with her husband and 3 children. Welcome and congratulations, Dorothy.
Thank you so much, Althea, and thank you, Leadership Buffalo, for this honor. Being able to complete my PhD at the young age of 45 years old, while raising 3 children, taking care of a mother who had just been diagnosed with cancer, and managing it all, but most importantly, getting it done. First of all, as an immigrant, I migrated from Ghana in West Africa at a very young age to the UK, where we lived for about 6 years before I crossed the pond to come to the US. And one of the things that as I was thinking through this conversation, I thought about, I was used to being part of the majority, right? And then having lived in the West now more years than I've lived in Ghana, I have also been able to navigate the other side of the coin. When you're a part of the majority, as I was growing up, you take so many things for granted, right? There is no need, you don't realize that until you flip on the other side. Now, coming back to school as a non-traditional student gave me another taste of sitting in class and hearing about 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds talking about what their plans are for Friday evening, and you are making a list of what you need to pick up from the grocery store, diapers, milk, all the things that we do. And so in thinking about all the different aspects of how I had to navigate in life's journey, I just feel honored with the opportunity to be not only aware of how important it is to be diverse in your perspective, but diverse in the way you live. Because if you are not able to make that connection, then you are not being part of the community that has contributed to who you are. There are a few things that reminds me of this experience. Having lived, worked, and schooled in 3 continents has given me a taste of all of that. Being in a school, being a young person in school compared to being back to school with your own extra curriculum, i.e. children and home, has given me another taste of that. But also learning the obstacles that could come your way because you are in that category. However, taking advantage of that and making the best of it. I remember when I was applying to school many years ago, there was every reason, every obstacle that could have just assured me, you know what? It's okay, you've done it, leave it alone. One thing after the other. But I remember something a wise man told me, just start. All you need to do is to start. And because of all these number of experiences, I know I am able to engage with people from all walks of life, all backgrounds, regardless of where you're coming from. Because if I give it a thought or two, I feel like I have been in that shoes before. So it's very easy for me to empathize with people from different walks of life. Buffalo happened by accident. And I say that just to preface what I'm about to say. When we came from the UK, we lived in Mount Vernon, New York, very close to the city. So I lived in a big city. One thing I was waiting to the end of the 3 years we stayed there was anywhere but here. And here are the reasons why. I needed a place that I can have a real backyard where my kids can just jump around. I preferred a place that was a bit more quieter, right? A place that there was not as much traffic as there was in New York City. And Buffalo provided that. One important part of why Buffalo is home for us is because we have an airport. And for somebody like me, who is from a different part of the world, making sure that we can fly in and out was important. But besides all that, the people in Buffalo are wonderful. We didn't know a soul when we came to Buffalo, but now I have a whole community. I have the family from the School of Management. I have my faith family. I have my friends' family. I am a Buffalonian because Buffalo has been so good to me in many ways. Good schools, good food, wonderful people. The people, and yet Buffalo is not too big that you get lost, and it is not too small that you wander looking for other things. Whatever you need in a fairly good size, you can find it. You can get across town in 20 minutes. You are able to have, again, I'll say that, excellent schools. And for us, our boys, for example, attended St. Joe's. I give a shout out to Mr. Scott, and they had a wonderful education. Our daughter went to Narden, had the opportunity to be part of Leadership Buffalo for the youth. That is something that, you know, and I hope that someday she will also come back and live here and enjoy the peace and the quiet, but the people, you cannot go around that. So I would say I bring it back to the people. There are many of them, and I would hate to list some and leave some out. But one thing, especially at this moment, that I want to acknowledge is our frontline workers, both in our grocery stores and in our healthcare system. Yes, I live with one healthcare professional, but there are so many healthcare professionals who have put their lives on the line for us, especially in this season, that if there are any, the list may be too long for me to list, but frontline workers that ensure that our grocery stores remained open, that we're able to still get the food that we need, and those who took care of the sick in this difficult time. I do admire them for their resilience, for their patience, for their sacrifice, because every time they get up, leave home and go, they don't know what they are bringing back to their families, but they did it because of who they are. And for that, I admire and I honor them. Athia, one thing that, and I say this because of where I came from, one thing that I hope we can seize this moment to do is to find ways of encouraging, more supporting our city schools so that our children can get the education that they need. One thing I know is this, that if we can have more students from high school graduating in our cities and have them college ready for our colleges, then not only will it benefit them, it will change a generation. Where I grew up, your education, your faith, your family. And I know that even as an immigrant, the only reason why I'm able to be at certain tables and certain arenas is because I had the opportunity to get more education. And so for me, education is key. And yes, it is not only education, but I will say that education is real part of the solution. And if we can get more people to be, again, college ready, get that high school diploma and move on. And even if they want to not go to college, but be in a technical school, whatever sort of giftings that they have, if we can provide that for our children, it will change the trajectory of generations to come.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Wow, okay. I didn't see that one coming. Bills or Sabres?
Bills.
Blue cheese or ranch dressing?
Blue cheese.
Canal Side or Riverworks?
Oh my goodness, do I have to choose one? Canal Side.
Okay. Hurdle Avenue or Elmwood Avenue?
Elmwood Avenue.
Okay. Turkey Trot or the Buffalo Marathon?
Buffalo Marathon.
Dingus Day Parade or the St. Patrick's Day Parade?
Oh, St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Chicken wings, you like the flats or the drumsticks?
Drumsticks.
Resurgence or Big Ditch?
Big Ditch.
North Towns or South Towns?
North Towns.
Spaghetti parm or beef on weck?
Beef on weck.
You know you're a Buffalonian when you have answers to all those questions, so thank you. So again, Dorothy, we want to thank you. We also want to congratulate you for being our well-deserved diversity recipient of the Values Award for Leadership Buffalo 2020. Do you have anything else you'd like to add and being honored with this award this year?
Thank you again. First of all, I do want to thank Leadership Buffalo for giving me the opportunity to know Buffalo beyond my UB walls. That was a real experience I will forever remember. Thank you for that. And I also want to congratulate my fellow honorees for this occasion. Yes, I know this is a different way of doing it, but the spirit of the celebration still holds. And then I want to thank my family, my husband and my 3 children for just being there, rock solid and making it possible. And then thanks to my UB community and my Buffalo community. But in closing, I just want to say I am grateful to be part of a community that listens, that cares, and that is able to make a difference. As a country, we are going through a lot of things. But one thing is sure, what we do now will impact what happens tomorrow. And because of what I've seen and I've heard, I am convinced that we will continue to make our union a better one. I know one thing, I was reading a story about the former Secretary General of the United Nations, whose name is Kofi Annan, who happens to be also a Ghanaian. And he was sharing a story about a time in school where his teacher showed the students a white sheet of paper with a black dot and asked the students, "What do you see?" And everyone raised their hand and said, "A black dot." And the teacher looked at them and said, "Do not go through life focusing only on the negatives." None of the kids saw the white sheet. All they saw was the black dot. So I share this story in closing to say, yes, we have the black dots, but the space that is white and clear is so much larger. And as somebody who has lived, schooled, and worked in 3 continents, I know there is so much more we have in common than that which separates us. So let's focus on the white sheet and let's go make a difference. It doesn't matter who we are, we can make a difference. Thank you all for this opportunity. Thank you, Leadership Buffalo.